Let's be honest, if you're constantly scrambling to hire new tutors, the problem probably isn't bad tutors. There are real, fixable reasons why your tutors keep leaving you, and today I'll be breaking them down so that you can finally build a team that sticks around. Hi, I'm Lisa. I am a tutor business coach. I've helped thousands of tutoring business owners scale from the very first hire all the way through to making 7 figures. And I've seen a lot of mistakes when it comes to tutor retention. So if you're tired of the revolving door, then keep watching. This one is for you. There are 5 key reasons why tutors leave. First is connection. Second is unclear expectation, no growth. Fourth is no recognition. And fifth is burnout. I'm going to break down each one of these in a bit more detail. So let's start off with connection first. Tutors stay if they feel like they're part of something bigger than just a job. If your tutor just feels like another tutor number and they only ever hear from you whenever there's a problem, they don't connect with other tutoring members on your team, then they're going to leave at the first chance they get at another offer. It's actually quite simple making people feel like they're valued. All you need to do is focus on connection. So what you want to do is build a sense of community through team culture. Now, what does this actually look like? You could have regular team meetings where you actually do tutor training for them to help them feel supported in their role. You can actually create group chats for your tutors. So with my tutors, if I noticed that a few of them actually lived in the same area or suburb, I would actually encourage them to start a group chat together so that they could make those organic connections with one another. And when they make those organic connections, they remember you to be the person that actually helped them make a new friendship, to make a new bond with somebody else. And so that actually increases their loyalty to your company. Another simple thing you can do is just shout out your tutors' wins. We'll talk about this a little bit more in part 4 of this video under no recognition. But for now, the other tip I want to give you is know and actually call your tutor by their names. So this is also going to sound a little bit simple, but as you get bigger, your tutors are going to feel so much more valued when you say, oh, hey, Christy, hey, Mary, hey, Tom, how are you going? So Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, he was actually renowned for knowing all of his team members' names, even as he scaled to thousands of employees. This simple personal touch and sense of connection is what essentially fosters loyalty from your staff. I remember when I grew my team up to 50 tutors, when I called my tutors out by their name, hey, Christy, I remember that she would actually look back at me and be like, oh my goodness, you know my name, like you recognize me, you know me, I'm not just another tutor number for you. And so what I want you to take away from this part is that a lot of these things don't have to be overcomplicated. Simple tweaks in your business can actually make a really big difference. Let's move into number 2, unclear expectations. Imagine that you've just hired a tutor and you tell them, do your very best to help students, but you don't actually tell them what doing their best really looks like and what that means. And so your tutors are asking themselves, do I follow a curriculum? Do I create notes after each session? Am I supposed to communicate with the parent, and how should I actually do so? Without clear answers, your tutors are left second guessing. And that quickly leads to confusion, which then quickly leads to frustration and disengagement. And so here are some systems you can implement into your business so that you can clarify those expectations. First one is your onboarding process. And as part of that, write down what your expectations are of your tutors. For example, one of these might actually be, yes, we do write lesson notes after each session, but I only want you to spend 5 minutes on writing these notes. Next is your tutor training. So for example, how to conduct the first lesson. So maybe you give them a template step-by-step on how to do so. You could give them the opportunity to shadow and actually practice. So what that means is maybe they can actually tune in to another tutor's session, or they could watch a recording of a gold standard tutoring session. Beyond that, actually do check-ins with your tutors. I personally really like to do a check-in after the first session so they can ask me any questions they have, especially when it's still early, so that we can get them up to scratch rather than asking them, hey, how are you going, like 6 months down the track and maybe they've been doing the wrong thing the whole time. The key thing here is to really set expectations from day one. Give your your tutor a roadmap for their first month, pair them with a mentor even, and make sure they know what success looks like so they can work towards it. By the way, if you want to get a checklist on the Ultimate Tutor onboarding, I've actually created a SOP for you. So if you wanted to go and download that so that you can train your tutors up to a gold standard across the team, make sure that everyone is consistent in their delivery of service, then feel free to go ahead and download that gift I have for you. So number 3 is no growth opportunities. If your tutors feel stagnant or stuck, they're going to start looking for opportunities elsewhere. And actually, this is a positive thing about human nature. A lot of people actually just want to grow, they want to learn. And so you want to make sure as a business owner, as a leader, that you're creating those opportunities to allow for your tutors to grow. So there are simple things you can do, like offering professional development workshops. So this could be different types of tutor training sessions. Maybe you teach them the curriculum, or maybe you teach them a teaching philosophy or teaching methodology or teaching pedagogy. The other thing you can do is also do feedback sessions. So actually dedicating time for each tutor to give them feedback on their capabilities as a tutor and help them actually grow in that role. And the final thing I'll say here is you can also just offer them coaching or mentorship. It doesn't all have to be just tutoring specific, especially if you have younger tutors. They might actually be looking for career advice, for relationship advice, for fulfillment advice. And so all of these 3 bullet points is essentially you showing that you're invested in your tutor and their growth. So at Lisa Study Guides, one of my first tutors, Anna, actually evolved in her role and eventually became our tutor mentor. So essentially she mentored all of the other tutors who had actually signed up to the company because she was the most senior, essentially. She had, by the time I sold the business, 7-8 years of tutoring experience. And that was actually something she really enjoyed because, as you can imagine, being in a role for 7+ years, it might actually start to feel a little bit stagnant, or you might feel like you're seeking for something more. And so by providing her that opportunity, I actually felt that she stuck around with the company for longer. One of my other clients that I'm currently working with, who's planning to exit his business and sell for 7 figures, he's thinking about how can he extract himself fully from the business. And one of the ways we're planning to do so is actually to have one of his top performing tutors step into the role as head of growth. And so that's to give you a couple of ideas on how you could potentially navigate providing those growth opportunities to your tutors. Next is no recognition. Nobody wants to feel invisible. And if you only reach out to your tutors when something is wrong, then you're missing out on a huge opportunity. Let's say you have a tutor that's consistently going above and beyond. Maybe they're signing up for last-minute shifts. They're constantly creating new lesson plans. What you want to do is you want to shout them out. So I've written here, shout out and actually reward good behavior you're seeing. Because if you don't call out the good behavior, then that person might not know to actually continue with it. But when you do the simple thing of just going, hey, that was really cool. I really appreciated that you signed up for that last-minute shift. Or, hey, I see you're creating all these lesson plans. I recognize you and you're doing such a great job. This is actually positive reinforcement to these people to keep doing that good behavior. Now, on the flip side, if you don't, then your tutor is going to start feeling invisible and undervalued. Without recognition or feedback, motivation declines and the likelihood of turnover actually increases. So recognition doesn't require grand gestures. Even a brief public announcement, maybe say on your team group chat, a thank you note, offering rewards. So say, for example, tutor of the month, tutor of the semester, or tutor of the year can also work. All of this can help boost morale and retention from your tutors. When tutors know that their work is seen and appreciated, they're far more likely to stay engaged and loyal. Now let's talk about burnout. Burnout is real, even for your tutors. If you pile on too many students at the one time, or you're asking too much of them in terms of last-minute requests, then they're going to burn out and then they're going to bail. So for you as a leader, it's actually really important that you respect your tutors' boundaries, you help manage their workload, and you encourage work-life balance. And what you can also do is you can also use tech tools to help your tutors streamline their work so they can just focus on the teaching. For example, you could implement a calendar software, let's say, for example, Tutorbird, so that the tutor doesn't have to do the back and forth on the phone with a parent or student on, hey, when are you free? I'm free on these dates. Oh no, I'm not free then. Okay, what about this date? Let's eliminate that entire conversation by maybe having a software that's available for the tutor to say, look, here are my availabilities. If you need to reschedule, just find another slot that actually works for you because it's already going to work for me. And so overall with this, when tutors feel supported and they have space to recharge, they're more likely to remain committed and perform at their best. And when you get your tutors at their best, then they help their students better, your students get better results, and that means a better reputation for your brand. By the way, if you want my full retention playbook and my onboarding templates, I'll let you know that my 12-month mastermind for tutor bosses is actually going to be reopening doors very shortly. My clients cut team turnover in half just by implementing a lot of these strategies. So if you're interested in working with me and also being in a community of other go-getter tutor bosses, especially if you've been feeling quite alone on this journey and you feel like you'd really love and crave that community and support, I'll link the mastermind waitlist details for you. So check it out if you're interested, and I hope to hear from you soon. So by now, hopefully you're feeling more motivated, you've got clarity on how you can actually retain your tutors for the long term. If you're ready to take your team to the next level, so remember, your tutors are your business's backbone. Treat them right and they'll help you grow faster than you ever thought possible by implementing these 5 fixes. If you watch all the way until the end of this video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Comment the word backbone just so that I know you get it, you're on board, and you're going to start implementing some of these systems. And if you're ready to take your team to the next level, watch my video on how to onboard tutors the right way so they deliver 5-star lessons from day one. All right, tutor bosses, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.